All right, everybody, again, good afternoon, and thanks so much for watching News Now, which is a part of Fox10Phoenix.com. My name is Pilar Arias. Happy to be here with you. Again, happy Thursday, everybody. We are almost to Friday, which means we are almost to the weekend. Feel free to let us all know what your weekend plans are. What are you going to do? I'm going to show you the live conditions right out here in Phoenix, Arizona right now, because I am a native Arizonan, born and raised in Mesa in the East Valley, and I want you to take a look very closely here at the current weather conditions. We've got a lot of clouds. We've got some rainfall out there that's not quite making it to the ground, but it's a little bit more humid than usual. You've got the cloud coverage, so not quite feeling as warm as it could be. Matter of fact, I'm going to head to Fox10Phoenix.com, take a look. It says we're only at 103, and I think we're expected to get to like 111, 112 today. So if this cloud coverage happens to keep that sort of heat away, that's great news for those of us here in the Valley of the Sun. But the reason I'm bringing it up is, as a native Phoenician, I kind of know when the atmosphere starts to change and the monsoon could be looming. And some people are wondering, hey, is the monsoon late this year? That answer would be no, because now we have a definite monsoon season, like it's set. But back in the day, you used to have a certain dew point, a certain amount of humidity for several days in a row in order for the monsoon to officially start, to officially kick off. I do want to let you know we do have that live podium shot in Coronado, California. Vice President Mike Pence will be making remarks. As soon as that gets underway, I will bring it to you here on News Now. But meanwhile, we're going to stay in California for this first top story where a President Trump supporter says he is receiving racial letters. Let's get the details from our sister station reporter, Bill Malugin in Los Angeles.
This one was addressed, "You people have made our neighborhood look like ghetto, East LA."
Victor Gonzalez sifts through a series of extremely racist letters targeting him and his family.
They're making racial comments saying that we should go back to Mexico.
The self-identified Latino Republican makes no secret of where he stands politically.
Yeah, I am a proud Trump supporter.
And he believes that might have made his family a target after they started receiving these racist letters almost immediately upon moving in last year.
Nobody knows you. How did you escape the caravan?
This letter says, quote, "You people have made the neighborhood look like a ghetto in East LA. Are all of you from Mexico? You're living like a bunch of," derogatory term for Hispanics. And another letter tells the family they should go back to Tijuana with the rest of the immigrants, and that, quote, "You belong behind a wall with the rest of you people, so get the hell out." All of the letters signed from the neighbors.
Now we feel like we're hostage in our own home.
Gonzalez tells me he and his family now fear for their safety. He's installed security doors and security cameras all throughout his property, and it's starting to take an emotional toll.
The words that impacted me is that we are hardworking people. My family is a hardworking family. We don't deserve this.
Gonzalez says he doesn't believe his neighbors are actually the writers of these letters, but he does have a message for whoever it really is.
Now, if these people found out that I'm a Republican, then so be it, but you're not going to throw us out of here or push us out of Pico Rivera, because Pico Rivera is our home.
Again, everybody, that was Bill Malugin reporting. I actually went to Arizona State University with him and had a class with him. I believe it was videography many moons ago, many years ago. Remember, I never tell you what year I graduated college, because then you'll know my age. But it's great to see him working at our sister station, Fox 11 Los Angeles, KTTV, Fox LA, however you'd like to refer to it. And we're able to air his reports right here on News Now, and oftentimes even show his live reporting. I know he did cover the earthquakes in SoCal last week. All right, we are going to stay in California, but we're going to head north, where the city of Berkeley is considering banning natural gas. You see it all the time right here on the News Now stream. We've got explosions happening at houses and businesses, and they're trying to prevent that. So let's get this top story before we hear from Vice President Mike Pence in Coronado, California. A lot of California news today.
Chef Phil Sims at Spats in Berkeley knows his way around a kitchen. He says he's been cooking professionally for 13 years and uses all natural gas-powered appliances.
You can pretty much get the temperature better with the gas. I don't know why they would think of doing electric when you're using gas for so long. Why would you change it?
But change is being proposed by Berkeley City Council member Kate Harrison. She has introduced an ordinance that would prohibit the use of natural gas in new buildings, residential and commercial.
So when you burn carbon, it's not just that it goes into the atmosphere and creates greenhouse gases, it also affects people's health in terms of children with asthma, et cetera. It has a severe health impact.
The proposed ban would start with new low-rise residential buildings and expand to all new buildings over time. Harrison says this measure would lay the groundwork for Berkeley to comply with a state law that says 40% of new buildings would need to be in compliance by 2030.
We're just getting a little ahead of the curve so that we ensure that new buildings, which will last for 100 years, already meet that standard.
Supporters passed out signs at Tuesday night's City Council meeting in advance of a possible vote next week. They say indoor pollution is caused by natural gas.
How rapidly our climate is changing and our ecosystems are collapsing. And so we have to make this change.
But Sims says a ban is unnecessary.
You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
All right, so that was the top story there out of Berkeley, California. Again, we are waiting to hear from Vice President Mike Pence in Coronado, California. I'm waiting to find out exactly what sort of military event that he is going to speak at. As soon as I get that information and as soon as he comes to the podium, I'll bring it to you right here on News Now. But we're going to head from the West Coast to the East Coast. We're going to head on over to Florida, where it appears that a teen is collecting items to help the homeless this summer.
Bug spray, and you can pick an umbrella.
The Metropolitan Ministries Mobile Outreach Brigade pops up in various spots to offer hot meals and access to vital services every week.
Okay, what's your name?
On Sunday, the brigade held their usual morning outreach at Hyde Park United Methodist Church. But 17-year-old Harsh Bagdi and his dad helped them do a little something extra.
These are just essentials that Metropolitan said they need. It's very hot in the summer. There's a lot of bugs.
So Harsh secured a sponsor and collected hundreds of hot weather supplies, including bug spray, sunscreen, ponchos, and umbrellas.
Things that will help protect those individuals that are on the street from the elements that are out there.
John Paul Comas manages the Metro Brigade and helped coordinate the distribution. He couldn't say enough about Harsh's commitment to his community.
He's not only inspiring us, but he's inspiring his friends, a whole new generation of helpers out there. So to get him at that age to be able to be so helpful, so engaged, it's mind-blowing.
I just really want to inspire people to go and give back to the community once, and you'll see how much of an impact it makes to them and how good you feel doing it. And I think once you do it once, you're going to want to do it more and more because it really becomes a passion and you really feel like you're helping people in a way that really matters.
In Tampa, Mariah Harrison, Fox 13 News.
All right, everybody, I may have buried the lead today. Do you know what that means? That means I should have given you the story that I knew you probably wanted to see first, but I'm barely about to show it. We're going to stay in Florida, where a doorbell camera, let's see those hands up emojis if you have one. I wish I did. They seem pretty cool and they capture all sorts of things. But this doorbell camera caught a man getting bit by a snake. Let's watch together.
Police called in to wrangle a venomous snake from a Pembroke Pines home after a Florida man got a bad bite. The Ring security camera captured the terrifying moment as the man stepped outside and was bitten by a venomous cottonmouth. It happened on July 4th near Pines Boulevard and I-75. You can see the bite marks the snake left behind. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue's Venom 1 unit also called in to administer anti-venom. Now officials are warning people about what to do when they come across a snake that decides to bite.
If you are bitten, you want to get away from the animal as soon as possible. Don't try and capture it. It's already bitten someone. If you are able to safely get a picture, please do, and that will assist the providers in selecting the correct antivenom. If you can, get yourself either sitting or laying down with your injured part approximately level with your heart. You don't want to apply any tourniquets, any tight bandages, any ice, or try and suck the venom out. The definitive treatment is going to be antivenom.
As for the water moccasin, police officers managed to capture the snake and release it safely into the wetlands away from populated areas. The man who was bitten is doing just fine.
Just realize when you're out hiking or walking at night, just be cautious in high grass or in areas where it's not very well lit. The other thing is to try and wear a closed-toed shoe also to protect yourself. They are nocturnal hunters out searching for mice and rats. Usually when someone gets bitten, it's in a defensive posture just trying to protect themselves as someone encroaches upon their area.
Oh man, I'm a native Arizonan, and I say it time and time again, and I am so grateful that I've never been bitten by a snake. I've never even seen a rattlesnake out in the wild, and I love to hike. I'm outdoors all the time. I'm one of those types of people who would rather work out outdoors, hiking, biking. I never call it running, I call it a jog. I'm not gonna lie, I've done 5Ks, several of them, and you know, when you're in like the 32 minute range for, what is it, 3.2 miles, I would call that a jog, not necessarily a run. That's just me, though. Okay, it looks like Vice President Mike Pence is getting pretty close to taking that podium in Coronado, California. So I got one more top story for you, and it's about expanding students of color's access to jobs in the worlds of media and tech. Fox's Audrey Puente shows us how a local nonprofit recruits high-achieving students for paid internships at leading media companies.
For 30 years, the Emma Bowen Foundation has connected promising students of color to internships in media and technology industries across the country. Rasan Harris is the CEO of the foundation, and he says their internships go beyond a semester experience.
Once you join the Emma Bowen family and you get accepted by a partner company, you have access to the family of Emma Bowen partners, and you have access to all the young people and the alumni that are part of that family.
Students keep internships until they graduate, allowing them to build experience and relationships.
I really think when I get older, I'll say that it changed my life. I've been introduced to the coolest opportunities, the most amazing people, the most incredible mentors.
Michael Powell from the Internet and Television Association gave the keynote speech at Emma Bowen's 30th anniversary luncheon held at New York University.
Emma Bowen helps find those young people with that spark at an early age where they can be developed, groomed, trained, and so they can be very effective employees in the future and leaders in the future.
Since 2012, the Emma Bowen Foundation has distributed more than $5 million in scholarships. 64% of its interns have gone on to careers in media or technology. So far, nearly 1,500 interns have come through the program.
I've been exposed to so many opportunities within the field of media, and it's helped me so much while I'm at school and in other places.
The transformation that we're looking for is one in which all voices are heard, all perspectives have a chance to have a chance in the sun and are brought to the table, and then also show the value of inclusion and helping to make business better.
For more information and to apply for an internship, go to emmabowenfoundation.com. Reporting from New York University, Audrey Puente, Fox 5 News.
We're about 25 minutes away from President Trump hosting a social media summit event in Washington, D.C., and this is what Twitter looks like. A lot of you have asked me to mention it, to talk about it, to acknowledge it. Here it is. It's telling me something is technically wrong. And it also says, thanks for noticing. We're going to fix it up and have things back to normal soon. And then they offer all the different languages that you can get the notice from them in. Quite a few there. I have no idea what's going on. I'll do a little bit of research, see if I can find something out for you. But meanwhile, we are going to head back out here to the West Coast, Coronado, California, where Vice President Mike Pence is welcoming the crew of U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Monroe back to the U.S. as they turn over 39,000 pounds of cocaine to federal agents. The narcotics were seized in 14 U.S. Coast Guard busts off Central and South America, including a harrowing interdiction of a self-propelled semi-submersible vessel carrying over 16,000 pounds of cocaine. Wow. We're going to take a listen in Coronado, California, live.
And instability that corrodes our hemisphere.